Welcome to the video YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. So, is it still worth selling on Amazon in 2022/23? It's a question that is asked a lot through all of my channels, and I want to address it in this video. Selling on Amazon has changed over the last 4 years. It isn't the same as what it used to be. A lot of the information on YouTube is now outdated, so I wanted to give you a new video on 3 bad things about selling on Amazon in 2022/23 and 3 good things about selling on Amazon as well. So this is going to be raw. I'll be giving you the most up-to-date information in this video, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you in the next one. Right guys, if you're looking to start selling on Amazon, you need to be aware not just of the good, but also of the bad things at present that you may face, you may experience, that you need to be aware of before you make the decision to start selling. So is FBA worth it in 2022/23? We're going to look at that in this video, looking at 3 reasons why it isn't worth it and 3 reasons why you may want to consider starting to sell on Amazon. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, selling on Amazon has changed. Since I launched my first ever product back in 2017, the climate is very different. The environment, the selling environment has changed a lot. And as a result of that, you need to be aware of what it's like. You know, people who are on YouTube only talking about the good, that isn't a clear reflection of how it is. So I want to firstly introduce to you the 3 bad things about selling on Amazon right now. Number 1, the impact that COVID and other things have had on shipping prices. So when the coronavirus pandemic first began in early 2020, it caused shockwaves throughout the FBA community. People weren't allowed to send goods in, only specific goods. The amount of units you were allowed to send in were all changed for sellers, even, pretty massive sellers as well. And it caused lots of problems. Now, in the most part, it's all pretty much gone back to normal now. Not perfectly, but we're almost there now. However, one thing that seems to still be a big issue is the impact it's had on shipping prices. Now, shipping prices at the moment, the price per kilo to ship by air and container prices are massively inflated, in some cases by up to 300%. Now, during the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of shipping companies shut down, which meant there were a lesser amount of companies operating in China, which forced prices up. As well as that, if you recall, the Suez Canal that got blocked not too long ago, which caused a backlog in shipments being processed through that specific place. And over 10% of the world's goods come through that canal. So it bottlenecked, and that still hasn't fully resolved at the moment. Now, as an Amazon FBA seller, the vast majority of you will be importing goods from China, and an increased shipping cost is going to affect your profit margins. So, for example, when I put an order in 3.5 years ago for a particular set of products, that same shipment with the same weight is costing me more than double now to be able to complete. So that's something that you need to be concerned about and you need to be aware of before you start selling on Amazon. Now, does that mean it's not viable? No, it's something that we have to adjust to. So that's the first bad thing that is different to, if you were to watch a video from 3 years ago, this wouldn't have been a problem. Right now, it is something that you need to be aware of. It's something that we're able to deal with as Amazon sellers through various different approaches, one of which is adjusting our price, shopping around for competitive quotes. But it isn't quite as easy as it was. So that's something you need to think about. So moving on to the second bad thing about selling on Amazon in 2022, and that is there are more sellers than ever on the platform. Now, why is this an issue? Well, obviously, with more sellers comes more competition, comes more saturation. The market is more mature than it was 5 years ago. Again, I'll make reference to when I first launched my first product in 2017. It was a walk in the park. you chuck the product up, get a few reviews, some decent images, a competitive price, and you didn't have to think too much about anything else. Whereas at the moment, because things are more competitive and niches have become again more mature, you need to put a lot more thought and work into the product that you're launching. Now, that takes time. So, looking at USPs, differentiating products properly, conducting proper market research on the product, in-depth market research to make data-driven decisions is more important than ever before. So again, if you are looking to sell on Amazon, you need to be aware that there's going to be work to put in to find that right product that works for you. Point number 3, and this is one that I think is really important that people don't talk about enough, and that is the overwhelming amount of software companies that are trying to sell you different ways to sell on Amazon, different ways to verify data, different ways to gather product ideas. It's overwhelming. When you are on YouTube, you're looking at different videos, you're thinking, holy mackerel, what on earth am I going to be doing here? I don't know what to choose. We've got Helium 10, we've got Jungle Scout, we've got AMZ Scout, we've got XYZ. It is very, very confusing. And it's easy to become overwhelmed and to make the wrong decision, choose the wrong software. And again, that puts you off. And you may decide to walk away from, the decision to start selling. Now, personally, I don't want to say I've used every single piece of product research software out there, but I would say I've gone as far as using about 90 or 95% of them. Every time I hear of a new, different type of software, I will try it out, see if it's any good. And at the end of this video, I'll be sharing with you the software that I think tops them all. It trumps all other softwares, and it's the software that will get you, the most relevant, the most accurate, and the most reliable research information for you to make decisions for. Now, we'll also be factoring in the price with that as well, because again, guys, when we're choosing software, it does cost, whether that's annually or monthly. So I'll be weighing that into the decision for what I propose to you. So those are the 3 bad things about selling on Amazon in 2022 for you to decide whether or not it's worth it for you. Now, we're now going to move on to the 3 good things. Number 1, that would be being able to work remotely from your laptop. Now, we talk about Amazon FBA, we talk about passivity, we talk about traveling the world, all these different things. Now, in reality, a lot of people will just literally grind away with Amazon FBA whilst they're working their full-time job. That's exactly what I did for over a year before my income from FBA exceeded that of my job, and I quit. Now, at that point, I was able to, have that mindset where I thought, right, okay, I literally can run my business from anywhere in the world passively using my laptop. Now, in the present day, I couldn't think about going back to working for someone. It's been far too long, and I've built up multiple income streams now that are relatively passive and that enable me to travel around the world. I'm able to go to lots of different countries throughout the year and work and be able to efficiently work as well, which is a key thing. You're not even on going away and thinking, oh God, I need to be at home, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. You can actually get it all done with an internet connection and with a laptop. So working remotely, not having a boss, and enjoying the passive style of income that Amazon FBA provides is one of the main reasons why I choose to sell on Amazon, and why I think you should consider it too. Now, the second amazing thing about selling on Amazon in 2022 is the scalability of the business model. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to start a local business, a brick and mortar business, you've got a premises and you want to grow and scale, you've got to think about adding new premises, adding more employees, which results in increased overheads. It's not that straightforward to just scale a business up if you've got a physical brick and mortar business. However, with Amazon FBA, it's designed in a way for you to be able to grow exponentially. So year on year, you can grow, you can add products to your inventory, and you can reinvest any profits that you make to scale the business up and add products and overall increase your revenue and profit for your business. So that comes without all of those drawbacks that we mentioned from the brick and mortar approach, which you don't need more employees if you're scaling up an Amazon business, unless you're getting to levels where you've got an enormous amount of FN SKUs. Most people will run it themselves. You don't need a new premises when you begin to grow, because again, you're utilizing fulfillment by Amazon, so all your products are stored within their fulfillment centers, and you're able to just literally keep adding inventory, products and stock to grow your revenue and your income overall. So that'll be point number 2. Number 3, now again, relating, I suppose, to point number 3 of the negatives, but on the flip side of things, there is so many effective software solutions that you can choose at the moment to verify, validate, find product ideas. It wasn't like that 5 years ago. So although we talked about some of the good things 5 years ago that existed, the research side of things in terms of how developed it was just wasn't there. Whereas at the moment, I've been working at the moment with all of my students on a daily basis, identifying product ideas, using the methods that I have taught literally for years and years and years, been refining as new pieces of software come out, refining these processes so that they work very, very well. So having that plethora of software companies that you can choose from can be a bad thing, but also it's just so much more advanced. And again, I'll be talking you through at the end the software that I use and I teach within my training and mentorship program, the Elite Academy, that is extremely effective to find products. Now, there's good and bad about almost everything, and it's up to you to be able to weigh up and decide what's right for you. You might think you'd rather put it into stocks and shares. You might think properties for you. You might be excited by Amazon FBA and want to launch your own brand and scale your business up and run it from your laptop. But again, as I mentioned, you need to be aware of not just the good, but also the bad things as well. So to answer the question that we set out to answer at the start of this video, is Amazon FBA still worth it in 2022 or 2023? In my opinion, yes. Like with anything, there are good and bad things that come with any business model. And what I've learned over the last 5 years is that as long as you are able to adjust to changes and think of innovative new ways to get past them, you'll be fine. We see students day in, day out sending in results from businesses that they're launching this year, last year, the year before, who are all asking the same question, when they started. I've just committed to over £30,000 worth of stock plus shipping myself, and if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't be doing that. So that would be my answer. Do your research, look into the business model, understand what you are signing up for. But if you're passionate and you've got a good work ethic and you're looking for something new and exciting to get a new passive income stream with FBA, then my advice would be go for it. So I hope you found this video useful. Please comment below, let me know if I've missed anything. I know that there's going to be more things that I can mention. But before I go, if I were to choose an all-round package, an all-round software solution, it would be Helium 10 without a shadow of a doubt. Now, they've got the most up-to-date, accurate systems to find products and validate them, and they're relatively, I wouldn't say they're cheap, but they're reasonably priced as well for you to consider. So I've got a discount link for Helium 10. If you guys want to try it out, you can try it out for free. You don't need to use the link, but if you want to get a discount, you can click the link below for 20% off every single month. Hope you guys found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.